Hey, what's up, Kaijus? It's your brother KaijuKong, aka 2K.
Emerging from the depths of solitude to bring you to more sigma, so sustenance.
Alright.
You look around. All girls, they have their phone almost like it's like the sixth finger. It's like an extra appendage to them. And I was trying to date this girl, because it's a bunch of bullshit. I was trying to date this girl, and we were messaging each other back and forth. But the time it took for her to message me back was like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. And she always, whenever she met me in person, she was always like saying,
"Oh, I'm not good at responding to messages. Forgive me."
So I was like, okay, fine, I forgive you. But then when we were on that date, when we finally went on that date, her phone was placed right in front of her like this, and it was lighting up on and off, and she was just looking at it, looking at the messages, swiping up, looking at the message, swiping up, lighting up on and off like Christmas. And I was like, damn. What a girl says is one thing, but what a girl does or what she shows is another. Always look at what she shows you. Words are cheap. Actions are paramount. The truth shall prevail when you read a person's actions. If you as a man say that you're unbreakable, if you say as a man that you can face the world, you're confident, you don't give a shit about other people's opinions, you are ambitious, you go after your goals, you're determined, you're unfazed by criticisms of others, she will test you and hold you to your word. If you are this bottle, you say that you are unbreakable, what is she gonna do? She's gonna fucking try to smash you to pieces. But if you break, she's gonna say, oh, well, it's a good thing that I tested him. Worth my time testing him. But if you do not break, that is what she wants from you. She wants to test you and prove that motherfuckers are calling me, man. Okay, perfect. I'll be there in like 10 minutes. Bye-bye. Thank you. Call of Duty. Anyway, she wants you not to break. She wants to stand up to your word. So when you do not break, no wonder she starts cascading like a waterfall, like the Niagara Falls. She likes you more. The reason why she will test you and try to break you, that is a matter of fact that she is attracted to you. You're not gonna pick up a product that you are not interested in. Poor bottle. This is sparkling water. The guy who's gonna open this bottle is gonna get a face wash. You can either go down the path of being the tomb, of being the sarcophagus or the tomb mindset, or the treasure mindset. Where is your value? Where is the cool stuff? Does the cool stuff and the value lie inside of you, or does it lie only on the outside? Because what's the key difference? The tomb, the sarcophagus. You look at, like, for example, King Tut, the pharaoh. Look at his sarcophagus, inlaid with gold, jewels, precious stones. But then, it's precious, yes, the packaging is precious. But when you open the packaging, when you open the sarcophagus, it's just a dead corpse on the inside. Smelly, rotten. You know, who wants to, people would just want the sarcophagus for the sarcophagus. The treasure, on the other hand, the treasure chest, may seem like on the outside just a bunch of planks put together with the iron gilding, but it's what's on the inside that counts. It's what's on the inside, the gold, the jewels that is held on the inside. When you look, there are many girls, attractive girls, who you see with guys who are bums. Why are they with bums? Like struggling artists, struggling rock stars, the guys who are not even anything. Why are they with them? Because these guys provide them the ups and downs, emotional roller coaster. How do you provide a girl with emotional roller coaster? You have to be an interesting person. You have to have an interesting mind, an interesting life. Now, as a Sigma male, when I was growing up, means I'm dead already. When I was growing up, the worst thing in my life for me to feel was to feel common, was to feel mediocre, was to feel just like everybody else. I didn't want to feel like everybody else. I didn't want to be average. I think a true mark of a Sigma male is when you take the average of the average type of man of your age in your country or in your certain demographic. If you look at the average and you see his behavior, how he acts, how he talks, and then you compare him to you, how much more different from him you are, the more of a Sigma male you are.
The world runs on universal laws, that if you do not follow these universal laws, you basically end up on the short end of the stick. For example, if I am a Sigma male who wants to rebel for the sake of rebelling because I want to be a Sigma male, I can do this. and talk to you while the screen is upside down. Are you gonna like it? Are you gonna appreciate it? No, but I can say, oh, I'm a Sigma male, I'm doing something that is not conforming to the mainstream. Yeah, if I do this, I'm gonna be a Sigma male, but then my subscriber level is gonna go woo all the way down. And what good is that?
There are two types of people in this world, the puzzle pieces and the paintings. Now, what do I mean by this? The puzzle pieces, they belong in a group. They're the ones who follow the herd mentality. They depend on other people to live and to feel a part. They need a sense of belonging. But us Sigma males, I believe that we are the paintings. And unless you know that you are a Sigma male, you're gonna think that you're a puzzle piece like everybody else. Majority of the people are puzzle pieces. Only a rare few are the paintings who can stand by ourselves and not really depend on the world. We can do many things. What you have to understand about the painting is that everybody has different tastes in art. Some people like graffiti, some people like Renaissance art, and you probably are the graffiti. So naturally, you will find that there will be a group of people that totally hate you, and a group of people who will totally love you, and a group of people who will not mind your existence. But that is the fact, that you as a painting, you will have a love and hate relationship with society. With a puzzle piece, it's the same, but you are in a group. As a group, you share, let's say if you're a hierarchy, you will have the same. People will not like the whole picture that the puzzle piece makes. So some people will hate it, some people will like it, but you being in that group, you share the blame or you share the glory. As a lone painting, we Sigma males, when we get hate, we get all the hate, we feel it. But when we get all the glory and the praise, we get all the glory and the praise. We don't share it with anybody, it comes directly to us. And that's really cool and really bad at the same time. As you can see, they're two sides of the same coin. For those of you who feel like you are different, for those of you who feel like you're out of place, this is what I want to tell. This is what I tell most people who talk to me and tell me that they feel like they're beta, or they feel like other people don't appreciate them. Think of it this way. People who seem to be so comfortable in the matrix, who seem to be so good at the way society is run, they're very good game players. They perpetuate the game. They continue society. So when people die, when the old people pass away, like when Sean Connery, let's say he was the old James Bond, when he gets old and passes away, the role of James Bond is given to a new person, and that new person is most probably the same. He gives off the same energy and the same essence as Sean Connery does. They're not gonna get a pussy to act James Bond. It's the same thing with life, guys. The Matrix, that's why there's school. The Matrix cultivates and educates students and people to then fill up the empty ranks in society. So those who are good in society are meant to perpetuate society, to keep society living on. What happens to you guys who feel different? For those of you guys feel out of place, this is the thing. You are actually very, very needed, because those who change the world, those who have the newest, the best ideas, are actually those who in their youth were the ones who stood out, were the ones who were different.
As I mentioned before, the difference between, I believe, introverts and extroverts is that extroverts, they need external stimuli to develop. Maybe if you're an extrovert, your mission on Earth is to talk to suddenly give the idea to the action taker, and the action taker will take your idea and manifest that into reality. Extroverts, they want to bond with people. When you bond with people, you're either comforting them, or you're raising them up, or you're giving them ideas. You give them. But the thing is, with an introvert, you take in ideas, you reflect on them when you're alone. And when you're alone, you want to be alone. What does that want to be alone mean? The want to be alone is a gift that tells you that you're alone to work on ideas. You're outside momentarily to take in ideas so that when you're alone, you build on the ideas. Introverts, you guys are the action takers. You are built with that innate gift to want to be alone, to be comfortable being alone.
Because when you're alone, you can truly work on those ideas to bring them to reality, to manifest them in the real world. That is a power. That is a superpower. If you're a man of power, create your purpose, create your destiny. You don't wait for someone to give you the instructions on what you should look like in the future. Therefore, as Epictetus said, tell yourself who you want to be or who you should be, and then act every single day, no matter how small. As long as you act to get there, to become that person you told yourself you are going to be. The bird in the nest is called the cuckoo. So the cuckoo bird, for those of you who don't know, will plant its egg in another bird's nest. So the other bird will take care of the cuckoo. He relieves himself of the responsibility and lets someone else take care of his kid, basically. That's not it. The cuckoo bird, when it hatches, it is bigger than the rest of usually bigger than the rest of the rest of the birds, or it hatches first and it will start to push the other eggs off of the nest, thereby being the only bird left for the parent bird to take care of. So as you can see, this bird is basically taking care of a kid that's not its own. Little does he know that his real offspring was pushed off by this bastard of a bird and fallen to the ground. Now the same thing in life. Sometimes you are that bird and you have to be aware of cuckoo dreams. Now cuckoo dreams are dreams or goals that other people, friends, acquaintances, parents, teachers will plant in your head, that they tell you this is the dream that you should have, this is the dream that you should take care of. And sometimes these dreams, you work on them, the dreams may actually grow into something substantial. And you think, oh, it hatched first, therefore this is the one that has the most potential. And because you take care of that, little do you know that that cuckoo is pushing off your other eggs off of the nest. The other eggs represent the other things that you could potentially be doing, or the potential things that you could be in your life. And because you take care of that cuckoo dream or that cuckoo goal, the next thing you know, your true potential and your true dreams, your true aspirations, the opportunities will pass you by. So it's very important to filter through the BS of this world, to make sure that you're not taking care of someone's dream, you're taking care of your own.
One night I prayed to God and I asked Him to take away the enemies from my life. Before you know it, I started losing friends. Somebody who you're around wants to clip your wings and shoot you down. But it's okay to keep enemies close as long as you know. Just make sure you know who you're around. That's very powerful words, my friends, and it means that those who want to hold you captive, those who hold you down the most, tend to be those who are close to you, those who walk beside you, your close friends, even family members. They're there. They hold you down, they tell you, oh, that's not for you, oh, be realistic. Most of it is they are reflecting their own limiting beliefs, their own fears, their own anxieties, their own failures on you. Just because they were not able to achieve it in life, just because they were scared of having to do it, they would tell you their own fears to try to make you afraid and try to make you not go through that same pain. But perhaps you're made of different stuff. You're not the same as them. You probably go through it and you're going to be successful. So you can listen to them, take their words into account, but there is a certain extent of I do not give a fuck, and you still have to do it. If that's really what you want to do it, go for it. Don't let them scare you.
The Chinese, they have this word for crisis. The Chinese word for crisis is Wei Ji. Wei Ji makes up two words. Wei means danger. Ji means opportunity or the time to change. Therefore, they believe that in every crisis, in every danger situation lies the opportunity for growth, for something better. And when you see this all throughout history, something bad happens, there's a seed for redemption, for regeneration.
Motivation is built on habits. Habit comes from, like, the root word of habit is, I forgot what it is, habitere or something. It means to dwell in, to possess, to have. You do it because that is who you are. You dwell in that paradigm. You dwell and possess that identity, that state of being. Like a tiger does not motivate himself to go out and hunt. Why does a tiger hunt? A tiger hunts because he is a tiger. He dwells in the identity of a hunter. Why does a gazelle run away? Why does a gazelle flee? And why does a gazelle flee instead of fight back against the tiger when the tiger's gonna pounce on him? A gazelle flees because that is its habit. It's in the identity, it possesses the identity of a victim, identity of a prey. So it's not necessarily a willingness, or it's not necessarily the willpower to act, or the why, or the whatever, the reasons. It's more because that is what they told themselves they were. The thing that separates us from them is that them, in state of comfort, in a state of prime conditions, they relax and they forget their purpose. The quicker you can go as a sperm, the quicker you can go as a human from a state of comfort to try to get to the next level, that's what makes the winners from the losers. And the women, being the feminine, being the womb, being everything, they recognize this. They see, oh, that guy is comfortable. But why do they like ambition? Why do they like ambitious men? Because they know that ambitious men, even if they are content in what they have, they're always hungry for that next level. They're always hungry for that next piece of knowledge, always hungry to go one more step further. The more you want and the more that you buy, the things that you own end up owning you. It's like the guy in Pinocchio and saying, oh, look at this, oh, Wonderland, Wonderland. And then in the end up they become donkeys.
And what's your name? Okay, you'll do. In you go. You horse will bring a nice price.
That's happening to the rest of the world, my friends. They invite you with pleasure. In the end, you engage in pleasure, you engage in pleasure. In the end, you become a donkey working for the system.
Quiet! You boys have had your fun. Now pay for it.
New Year's resolution and why I find it funny. Resolution is just like, when you break it down, it's just like solution. Solution. You have problems in life. I know that all of us have problems in life. The thing is, why do most people wait until the end of the year to solve their problems? Why not solve it now? Because if you wait, you're just building and you're just reinforcing your habit of procrastination. And what happens when that New Year's comes and you write down your New Year's resolution? Because you trained your body already to put off that date, to procrastinate your solution until the end of the year. Trust me, by the time the second or third or fourth month comes, or if you miss a workout, if you miss an exercise, if you take a cheat meal, you're gonna go back to who you were, and that solution just goes back down to the drain. When you look at it this way, my mother told me someday I would buy, put the emphasis there, someday I would buy. Now if you keep procrastinating, that someday is up to you. How fast you act, that someday can be a month from now, can be 50 years from now, can be even never. That's up to you. Someday I would buy. Yeah, the moms always give you things of comfort. They tell you, oh, you're good enough as it is. Oh, someday you're gonna buy a boat. But that's really up to you. There is belief, but you have to back the belief with action. Separate to elevate. When you separate yourself from other people, separate yourself to work on yourself, to improve, to work on the things that you told yourself that you want to achieve in life. You have to kind of kick yourself in the ass. Now that's a problem when you're an introvert, when you're a Sigma. But a Sigma, somehow he has sort of mastered this skill of being able to light the fuel underneath his ass to keep himself moving. Because other people, like extroverts, many of my colleagues, it even came out of their own mouth, they need a supervisor to keep them accountable. They said, oh, I need a supervisor to keep me accountable. I'm not gonna hold up to the quality standards. I'm not gonna work as hard if there's nobody whipping, if there's nobody giving me that whip in my back. And man, what the fuck is that? Like, you need another person. Now what's that the definition of? Isn't that a sheep? Isn't that a circus monkey? You have to back your actions with emotions. That gives you a better why. And that's gonna take you farther in life than anything. So when some people say, oh, you didn't get in because you're beta male, whatever. Yeah, I'm a beta male now. I'm proud of it. Call me beta some more. We'll see where I get in 5 years. Simple. Where you are now is definitely not where you're gonna be in 5 years' time. Not even 5 years, in 2 years' time. I can attest that in my own life, a lot of things have happened. I have made big changes in 6 months. And just because you're 20, just because you're in your late teens, you think that you reach your level of maturity. No, I'm 26, but I've had revelations, big revelations in my own life. I've learned so much things in my own life just last year, just 2 years ago, just 3 years ago. Every single year is a learning experience. And when I talk to my colleagues who are 30, 40 years old, they've also made big changes. They've made total 180-degree changes in their own life at like the age of 36, 37. So it's never too late to change, never too early to make a big decision in your life.
I'm flipping the script.
Wait, you the kid with the lip? Nice cut, bro. You see that? Doesn't matter if you're a loser or a nerd or a freak. All that matters is that you become badass.